I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Hello everyone, I'm Embarat, and welcome back to Bad End Theater. Let's enter. So we found all of the true endings last time, but I still have a lot of endings to find. And then there was like the and then when we did the Maiden's true ending, it was like, will you let it end this way? But I want to get the rest of the endings before I go on to see what that leads to. Get the most endings for Hero. Let's keep going through his and see what we gotta do. So if we're dutiful, and then still dutiful, Hero finds the maiden. So we have to, I haven't done anything with her being possessive, that's right. The Overlord is upset. Ooh, if I apologize? So he has to be not hungry. The maiden has... yeah, he can't be hungry, because the maiden has to be with the Overlord. Not antisocial. Right, and then we'll go with him. Let's skip forward. We're gonna make dutiful, it said. Gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. Yes. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Ask her what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door, to see your army in lifeless bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, Hero. This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. Chairs you apart and the maiden watches in silence. You die, you can't help but think you probably deserved this. Yeah. At that point, you did. Tragic Hero end. Okay. I didn't do it if he does just slay the Overlord. Destroy the Overlord. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. Oh, did I do this one? Oh, I did. What if I do that again? But I do heroic on the second one after we ask her what's going on. Stab the Overlord while you can. You lunge forward, driving... okay, she screams, then falls silent. Oh, is this just the same? Nice. Wait. Let's look at some of these ends. Okay, there's that. There is something else for the maiden. The maiden... let me do that as the maiden and see what happens. Play... Then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon, too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, a sword drawn. Martyr! Protect her! You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial maiden end. Oh, that was good. So then we try hero, like that. Dutiful. Destroy the Overlord. You lunge forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes you in a vengeful rage. You parry, and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look at the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing can be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Oh, loyal hero end. Oh, let's try that one as the Tyrant. I don't remember if that matters. Let her stay. The maiden shouts something behind you, and you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest and she falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated, but your hatred for humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. This is different. Vengeful Overlord and A. Wait, that ended up different than it did for, Ooh, there's another option there if she's antisocial for the maiden. I gotta figure out the rest of the maiden's things, because I haven't done much for her. That's the hero, and that's also the maiden. That's... Okay, so I've got some more. I knew I did have some more to find. Conquered. Vengeful. Wrathful. See, this is the one I just did. Yeah. If she's not... Oh, if she's not a martyr, the Overlord's ending. Let her stay for a while. Feel some sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Ah, that was careless of you. So this is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke, you're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted, not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. That's sad. Slain Overlord end. Okay. So now... Oh, if I make her antisocial... I don't know if that's gonna matter. Let me do maiden. And see if I can get another... The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Obedient. Ooh. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You were frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be. So they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You were seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You were to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry. Damn. Executed Maiden N. I want to see how that plays out from the hero's perspective. Okay. So we'll keep... On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, and she runs from you for some reason. You wonder what that's all about, but then you remember you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like you're a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise when you stand idly by as the flames consume the maiden, so she must have done something horrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you weren't cut out for this role. Spectator, hero, and B. And B. Or is that spectator? Okay. And B. Obedient, you talk. Obedient, she runs from you. Oh, I see. So I need to have them talk. So he can't kill the things. So we're gonna flee. What was that? You approach with curiosity. Okay. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Believe her story. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you, even though her story is kind of hard to believe. You feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle on how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling that it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel that these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden toward the Overlord's castle. But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body.
Self-voicing in.
Nope.
Self-voicing disabled.
The maiden, she was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of humankind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Unlucky hero end. Ooh. The Underling. He hasn't done much so far. So I want to see that from the maiden's perspective. I want to see that from everyone's perspective, because all of them had pieces of that. Polite. Obey her. Along the way you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Ooh. But don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord, and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer are being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. Norbana implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run! Oh, but I want to see this one specifically from everyone's perspective. That's quite interesting. I haven't gone back to either of these, but we'll go back. Leave on your own. You can prove to yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. Immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret ever having trusted demons. You die instantly. Slaughtered maiden end. I want to see this from everyone's perspective, so we're gonna Tyrant and Antisocial, right? Tyrant, Antisocial. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. Maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. You wake up to the sounds of battle. A hero is cutting through your army. As the Overlord, it's your job to take charge in these kinds of situations. You rush out to end this hero's pitiful existence. Vile demons, I shouldn't have believed for a second that you were anything but pure evil. I'll exterminate you all. You don't really get what is going on about, but you engage regardless. A girl's gotta defend her people. You clash again and again, but the hero isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health, waiting for the other to make a move when one of your underlings appears behind him. They knock the hero unconscious. You kind of appreciate it, but can't they see this was a duel? They don't respond. You sense murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. Ooh, betrayed Overlord and A. See, some of them have letters, and oh, those are just ones you can get you multiple ways, I guess. So... Tyrant and antisocial. You gotta be disloyal, but not hungry. Let's overthrow her. Not hungry. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It's bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Toss her in the dungeon. Use the maiden for killing practice. So there's a captor option. This is just the way it has to be, you declare, before jumping her and clawing your guts out. Turns out you're already an expert on ending lives. Your friends call you a show-off. Go back into the castle and wash off all the icky human blood. As you're finishing up, you hear the sounds of battle outside. A hero has come. Seeing the dead maiden must have made him pretty angry. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finished off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who managed to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You're the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you had betrayed your Overlord. Yeah. Lord, Underling, and A. So I can be the captor instead. Let me go, where's my saves? No, I want to load it. I'm not on anything. Grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in the village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Spec of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. Oh, it's close, but it's not the full colors. Veer shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world's better off less them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? They take notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle. The unreliable hero follows shortly after. Oh. Seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. Oh, they seem so nice. Okay, so it's the Devout Maiden end. So it's the one that's close to the true ending, but not quite, and that's why it's got most of the colors, but not really. I haven't done her possessive, did I? Is that what I saved? Keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You grant her wish. You tell the hero that you won't let her take her home. The maiden assures you that she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before you can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You can take a step towards the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings. The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord and B. I want to see how that goes for the... I don't know which... I've almost got them all. I think the underling probably has one more. Wait, I can see here. Because I don't remember how to get to the betrayed. There was the other betrayed, wasn't there? True end, I see. If he's not disloyal? Okay, wait. So if she's... So not... I guess either one works. But she's antisocial, obedient. I don't think that's an option when it is antisocial. Trusting, resolute. Diplomatic. Yeah, wait. I'm very confused on where I am. Okay, so not a tyrant. She's not antisocial. He's diplomatic, and then she's possessive. Oh wait, if she's not a tyrant, then he won't be disloyal. I see. Diplomatic. So we're not gonna be a tyrant. Oh, let her stay. Keep her here. She can't be captured. Oh. Sorry, I got that one? I'm very confused a little bit. What's this? Huh. There's something else for the underling here. Overlord, tyrant, hungry, not dutiful. Okay, wait, so tyrant, hungry, not dutiful, right? Let's keep looking. Not dutiful. She awakens, not disloyal. I have to do this from his perspective to see what that one is. Right? Let's not be disloyal. Hungry. Change your mind and leave. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you before you can ask what they're sorry about. One of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. You slit your throat in response. Okay, well, that was another ending. That's not what I meant to go for. Let's look at the underlings. This is what I have to unlock. I have to figure out how to get here. Tyrant, disloyal, hungry. It's not dutiful. Disloyal. That's something else. Okay, so tyrant, not dutiful, hungry and disloyal. So disloyal, hungry, leave because I don't want to die. They're really eager to talk to you about the whole Kill the Overlord plan. You admit that you haven't given it much thought and only just now remembered this thing. Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Disloyal, you tell them you're just joking and clarify that you were always in it to win it. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easily. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Coward! That's what it is. Save. time to die. You figure the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself that it was either you or her, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting outside, just outside. They look pleased, only now do you realize that they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new royal lord of the castle, your subjects bow before you, live in fear that they will one day betray you. Lord Underling NB. But now I've discovered Coward. Unlocked all the actors' behaviors. There we go. I do want to load that other one and actually go through with the Coward and see what happens. Yes. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her, you can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking an exit. The panic whisper you ask them to let you out. It seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask to be let out again. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned to the demon's shut door. You scramble out into the Overlord's closet and to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe these assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open, up to no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly Underling. Okay. Now I want to do that from her perspective. Tyrant. You're wakened by one of your underlings. They've brought you a hero who inquires about a missing maiden. You tell him that you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home, to your surprise, but you figured he might try to fight you, but you're glad to go back to your nap instead. Ooh, that's nice. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed in flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They've zero foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? You don't want to believe your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord End. Okay, now I want to see that from the hero's perspective. What happens with him? So I just gotta be, diplomatic. Yep. The Overlord is alone, yes, with the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Aw. Useless hero end. Okay, I've only got 10 left. I'm getting close to figuring them all out. Now that I have all of the things unlocked, I can figure it out much easier, I feel like. So, let's see what... I only have one left for the hero, right? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I only have one left for the hero, 2 for the underling, 4 for the maiden, and 3 for the... So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll finish it that way. Okay, so... I should just go get my notebook and write these down, actually. That's fine. So he's flees from demons. Diplomatic. Everything is fine. And then she's possessive. So she's possessive. You can't be hungry. Okay. That way? I think? Flee like a coward. Diplomatic. Ask her what's going on. The Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate in situations like these. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume that she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero end. Ooh. Letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter 1. Oh, because I finished all of his stuff. I want to get all the letters and then I'll read them all. Oh. I'm so close. So let's do that from the maiden's perspective. Polite. The Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she's not having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Capture the maiden and A. And then I'm guessing the other one is if he's disloyal and kill... Wait, if it's like that, then, the Overlord stops, or rather someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. Damn. Escaped Maiden and B. Ooh. Maiden is my favorite. Okay, I've only got 2 left. Okay. So, obviously, not hungry. Antisocial. Okay. Obedient. Trusting. So, not resolute. He's disloyal and captor. Oh, yeah, okay. Disloyal captor. Antisocial. And he's trusting. Polite. Obey her. Leave on your own. They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's gonna keep these demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Oh. Imprisoned Maiden and... Oh. I think I only got 1 more for her. Yeah, okay. So it's, antisocial or not. Either, so not antisocial. Dutiful, heroic. Oh. So it doesn't matter if he's a tyrant. Dutiful and heroic. Polite. There's no point in do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complacent Maiden ending. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter 2. We're so close, guys. I've only got a few more. Okay. Let's look at the underlying. Okay, now it's really got the ball rolling now that I've got all of their behaviors. Okay, so it's granted a day off. Brings me into the castle, so not hungry. Right, so let me see. Not a tyrant. Okay. Not hungry. What? Disloyal. Diplomatic and possessive. Right? You're out. Seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up rude, stepping on you. They say they're planning a whole revolution. Okay. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You sneak up into the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance of any. You launch into a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. Okay, so that's when she's like cornering the maiden. And she's like, no, you can't leave. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Oh. Heroic underling ending. Okay, I've only got one more for the underling and then a couple more for the Overlord. Okay, so granted the day off. So he's not diplomatic. Oh, if she's antisocial. Okay. She's antisocial, she's obedient, and he's trusting. Okay, obedient, trusting, and then she's resolute. And she's non-merciful? Nope. Resolute, okay. Let's see if this works. Hear her out. Disloyal. Yeah, because I just die if I'm not. So if the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas, she drives her claws into your chest. Oh, it's the not true end. At least you made it quick. I forgot I didn't go through with the not true end, the traitor underling end. Letter flutters down. Last letter 3. I forgot that I never went back to do that with him not being saved. I see. Okay, so I just have 3 more for her, and then I can read the letters. Okay. So... not a tyrant. Not antisocial. If he's diplomatic. Okay. Yeah, diplomatic. And then she's possessive. Ooh. Okay. Let's try. So, give them a day off. Let them stay. Keep her here. The main... Okay. Wait, I did that one. Wait, I did that one. Not heroic. Did I have that? Yeah, I don't have him as heroic. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, did I... Wait. Suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by Hero. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Take retribution. You pierce their chest with your claws. They scream. The hero backs away. He is wise not to interfere. They've stopped moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. Doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and these 2 humans. I never did that ending, I see. Spiteful Overlord end. Okay. Yeah, understandable. Only 2 left. Only 2 left. Okay. So Tyrant. He's hungry. Okay. She awakens. He's disloyal. Yep. And he's not trusting. What did I say? Tyrant. When your underlings tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell that you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord ending. I see. I have one left and I don't know what it is. Okay. How do I get to this? If I have him not disloyal, and then not hungry, obviously. And then I give him a day off, and then I let her stay, and then I'm possessive. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to... Oh, here it is. I figured it out. I had to have him not disloyal, I see. You take a step toward the meeting, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. There it is. Selfish Overlord end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter 4. Got all of Tragedy's letters. Oh, yeah. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this, it's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day that you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right, I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud, if only you could see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it, wherever you are. Forever yours, Tragedy. My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly the crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Oh wait, that's what I read. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude. You wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on the day even now. I wonder if somewhere you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. It's the love story behind the story. Here it is. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone, but retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed at the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. I'm me, and they're all on fire, and I'm me. You boldly insert yourself into the story, and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you can move it past it. The hero, the maiden, the underling, and the overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess it's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi guys! I'll come to save you! Hi guys. You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered. You must be... your god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you like. Darkness envelopes your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time at my theater, though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm not sick of bad endings. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. Well, that's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, that does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. I don't think that's gonna end well for me. Stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend. You try closing off your heart to protect itself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Try that again. Attack. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Ooh. That's so pretty. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Summon! You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that, no, you're not a demon, you're... How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I can make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. Ah, where's my clothes? I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us? Murderer! I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Willpower. The reign of terror ends here, Tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Justice. Hero tries using his belief in justice to fight tragedy. That justice applies to you too, does it not? Will you pay for your own misdeeds? Ooh, that didn't work. Okay, so willpower, not justice. Let me summon the maiden. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. Maiden regards you with an excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I would meet one today. Think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. Remember this part, she wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Kindness. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive. Will balance your kindness with my cruelty. No! Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. And tragedy is reeling. Oh. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. Then call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? Explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding onto their story right now. You tell the underling that you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for this underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will not fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling, you must be desperate to call in such an unreliable ally. If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Okay, so mischief or tenacity. Probably tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses some tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. The Overlord. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize that she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for this Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will not fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from maintaining peace for long enough. I prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Aha, now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it, with everyone's hearts united, you take aim toward your best possible futures. You will all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Did we do it? Ha 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 ha, you've done it. You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Sorry, hero as himself. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Can't save. On one hand, I want to say I'm satisfied, but tragedy didn't get a good ending. Well, I did my best. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. I think there's more. Oh, let's go through. Look, hero gets to be a tailor. There's those letters or something with tragedy there. Oh, hell yeah. Girlfriends. That's why I played it for Pride Month. I knew they were lesbians. And they, them, and underling. Aww. There it is. The letters. There's more with those letters, I bet. It's us. We're the love. That's the true ending. Your true end. Nice. Something's missing. Here it is. Oh, you're still here? The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. There's one more. Ask Tragedy its story. Me? You'd like to know why I started with this theater? Ha ha ha, because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. Remove the mask. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart into your hands, revealing... I should have warned you, this might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I set the stage. In this world, there are no such thing as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. Haha, a running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time everything was just wonderful. But the families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of the relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her, and then I started this theater. But this story does have a happy ending. Huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending, so of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. The lesbians. How truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Love this game. I remember when this game first came out, I watched some people play it, and that ending, it hits so hard. But it's so fun to go through and find all the different endings. I love the, piecing together which pieces I missed and stuff. Oh, it's very good. But that is all for Bad End Theater. That is the end of the story. It's good endings for everyone. But that is all the time that I have for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.